What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. We are going to be doing another color combo series, one of my favorite go-tos. It's a very quick kind of grungy glam color combo, playing with the complementary colors blue and orange. And I just wanted to show you some of my favorite rose golds today because it's definitely like rose gold everything please according to me, especially when it comes to look on the eyes. I just love rose gold, especially like mauve-y cool tone rose golds where they start to get a little less on that orangey side. So I wanted to show you my collection just for fun and do some overhead swatches. I want to do this look for you today, playing with this color combo of blue and orange. They're complementary on the color wheel, so they definitely play off of each other with this neutral color, and then the bright bold lips is always fun. So I hope you guys enjoy today's video, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into the overhead swatches for you, and then I'll do a quick segment to do this look. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and let's get into the video. Okay, so I've gathered up all my favorite rose gold shades, which are mostly depotted singles, one Super Shock, and then there's one from this particular palette that I really enjoy. So in really no particular order, I'm going to go ahead and swatch those for you. I think the most true rose gold, like kind of the standard color where it's a little bit more of that like warm orangey tone, is this one from ColourPop, and it's from the Dream Street and Kathleen Lights palette, and it's called Twinkle. And I think out of my collection of favorites, this is probably the most traditional rose gold. And I think everything else is more like my kind of favorite rose gold, which is a bit more on the mauve-y, rosy side. Such a pretty shade, really a favorite. Just moving along in no particular order, this next one is Empress. Let me go ahead and grab a few of these. Most of these are from the She palette from ColourPop, which has an amazing assortment of like rose golds. Yeah, so these three are all from the She palette. From ColourPop that they released a few years ago. I think unfortunately it's discontinued, but if you did get your hands on that one, it has a great assortment of kind of mauve-y, cool-toned rose golds that are really great for this color combination that I'm showing you today. So we'll go ahead and start with this one. This is Mademoiselle. So you can see how this one has a bit more of like an orangey, which to me I think is pretty typical for rose gold. Whereas for me, the rose golds that I reach for and love, and kind of how in my head I define rose gold, is more of this cool toned shade. So that was Mademoiselle. The next one is called Empress. You can see the two side by side. This is Empress. This was Mademoiselle. A little bit deeper, a little bit more purpley. The She palette is Dainty. And this one is kind of the same color tone, just a bit lighter. Almost champagne-y type rose gold. Next I'll just reach into this. This is called Weenie, and it's a Super Shock that I think Kathleen Lights did in collaboration with ColourPop, and it is absolutely the most stunning rose gold. It's not quite as cool as the ones from the She palette, but it still is a little bit cooler than that Twinkle, that first one I did. And it's definitely hands down one of my favorite Super Shocks. So pretty. Very similar to that first one, just a little bit deeper, slightly cooler. I don't have very many Super Shocks left, but this is definitely like, it sits on my counter. It's a favorite for sure. Okay, moving along. This next one you saw in my video a couple of weeks ago when I did another color combo with burgundy and green. And this is called Heads or Tails. This one is called Misty. It's from ColourPop Single, and it's a little bit of a duochrome. You can see it compared to Heads or Tails. They look very similar, but this one just has a slight orangey warmness to it. It's a lot flakier of a formula too, which gives it a little bit more of that metallic sheen. You can kind of see it has that like flakiness to it, but it blends really, really nice. And in most cases with the rose gold, I'm just smearing it all over the lids, as you'll kind of see in the look I show you in this video. Get a little closer here. Kind of distinguish. These are all somewhat the same color. It's just one of my favorite colors in my collection, so I thought it'd be fun to just show you all the colors I have in this color family. Out of all my colors, I only have one that's coming from a palette, mostly because I pick apart all my palettes. I tend to like to build my own color stories and change things out quite a bit. Okay, this is where we kind of start to reach a little bit more. This one's called Lust in Time. It's an old ColourPop single. Starts to get a bit more on the champagne-y side. Love that one as well. And then this last one is probably reaching the most. It's called West Star. And it's like a rose gold meets copper. It's much deeper, but to me it still fits that kind of rose gold mauve family that I enjoy. And I'll show you that, and it's just a deeper toned one. It definitely has like a cool flip to it. If I get a little closer, you can kind of see how similar that is compared to the other tones of rose gold. So here I think is the most true to rose gold, and then here is my definition of rose gold as far as what I enjoy. Okay, last but not least, the only one that comes from a palette is this one here called Expensive. And it is just a stunning rose gold. That's Expensive from BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast Palette. And there is all the rose gold swatch side by side from my eyeshadow collection. Definitely one of my favorite neutral colors to wear. So now I'm going to have to decide which color to choose to do in today's look for you guys, and we'll get on to that portion of the video. Okay, so once again, as per usual, we are doing the simplest look. Like, this color combo does all the work for you. It's going to blow your mind how little I do today for the look. I am basically taking this lovely blue lipstick. This is from LA Splash Cosmetics, a very little known brand, and they're not a super active brand either as far as like coming out with launches, releasing new products. They kind of have been at a standstill for a while, but they definitely were my favorite liquid lipstick at the very beginning of the liquid lipstick game. And this is from their current line. It's called the Wickedly Divine Liquid Lipstick Collection, and this is in the color Runic. Just this really pretty violety blue color. It does have a little bit of a shift to it, but for the most part, it looks fairly matte on the lips according to me. You already saw my rose gold collection, but I did decide to go ahead and do the rose gold. It's called Expensive from this avocado toast palette. I just feel like a lot of the singles and even the ColourPop Super Shock, they're all discontinued, which I heard that BH Cosmetics is going out of business or filing for bankruptcy. I'm not sure what that means for the brand, but I was hoping out of all of my rose gold collection, as beautiful as it is, this would be something you guys could very easily use and have on hand yourself. And hopefully, you know, if the brand survives whatever it is that it's doing, they will have this palette in the future because it is an amazing color story and an amazing quality at an amazing price. So that's why I decided to go ahead and just choose this rose gold. I'm just gonna go ahead and start. Let's do the lipstick first so I'm not so barefaced. I do have my base and everything on. So I don't particularly care for the component. It just feels really super cheesy and cheap to me, but the formula is pretty nice. This one I have is pretty old. If you don't have a blue lipstick, I encourage you to just use like a purple lip liner or a deep plum lip liner, or you can use black liquid lipstick and tap some eyeshadow over it, some blue eyeshadow. Use a lip gloss and tap some blue eyeshadow, so you don't necessarily have to go out and buy, you know, a color like this unless you really, really enjoy it. But you know, if you were inspired by this color combo, don't go out and buy something to try it. Like, use what you have. So yeah, something like this. And now I'm going to go into the shade Expensive. And you can use a brush. I prefer my finger, as you guys probably know watching my channel. Hopefully I'm not driving you all crazy. And I'm just going to smear this on the lids. And this is one of my favorite color combinations of makeup to do. I just think it's kind of edgy and glamorous and super easy. You can kind of decide how far out you want to do. I don't always go as far up as I do with some of my other looks when I do this, because the bold lips are quite the statement. I don't want the two necessarily, like my eyes and the lips, competing too much. So I'm going to keep it fairly on my natural lid and then just ever so slightly higher on the outside. something like that. Go ahead and do the other eye. For a liner today, I'm going to be using one of my jumbo eye pencils from NYX in the shade called French Fries. It's just kind of a brownish rose gold. It's a little bit more bronzy. And I'm just going to line the bottom of my eyes. Mostly on the outer half. If you want to, you can line the top lash line. Just like kind of really messy look today. That's it. Just need some mascara. Today I am using the High Impact Clinique mascara. I use this most days when I'm not using my L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. I'm going to go ahead and apply that off camera and I'll be right back. So what do you guys think? Would you wear this? Would you consider trying this out? Is this too crazy for you? It definitely is on the grungy side because of this non-traditional lip color. So I think it's really fun. It's definitely a go-to for me. It's been a long time. I would love to add some more blue liquid lips to my collection. The ones I have are definitely on their way out. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one, seeing some overhead swatches of my singles collection and a favorite color of mine, as well as seeing just a very fast, simple look. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.